Hello everyone, ex-Wall-Kill Bethelite here, and let's talk a bit about holidays, because one of the biggest bashing points that Jehovah's Witnesses use against churches is holidays. Oh, we're better than they are because we don't celebrate Christmas. Or we're better than they are because we don't celebrate Easter. And so on and so forth. So let's discuss this. Now, you don't even have to really be religious to engage in this discussion. You can just use your own reasoning, your own common sense. Now, church and holidays versus Watchtower and no holidays. A lot of churches, if not most churches are more concerned with trying to help the homeless, more concerned with trying to feed the hungry, trying to establish all kinds of programs and relief for different countries, trying to provide relief for different areas that have been hit by disaster, trying to set up programs for kids, trying to start getting people money for college, scholarships for college. A lot of churches are directly concerned with bettering the community, making the community better. Now, keep in mind, you have some churches that are extreme. We're not talking about those. I'm talking about most of the mainstream churches, mainstream religions. They're more concerned with getting people on the path to try to better their lives and bettering the community. They're not as concerned about a holiday. They're not as concerned that your kid might dress up like Iron Man and go and ask for candy. This is not the primary focus of a lot of mainstream churches. They're trying to get the community together to literally focus on getting involved with the school district, getting better schools. Like, they're really trying to make the world a better place. They're not as concerned that you may put a tree in your living room and put a present under it, and then open those presents and give them to your kids. They're not as concerned that your kids may think it's fun to go look for an Easter egg that you hid in the grass. You see what I'm saying? Most of these mainstream religions aren't trying to control minor areas of your life. Things that just they're getting things, programs. They're sending their pastors and their members to school, literally, to learn how to be counselors, to help people with drinking addictions, to help people with drug addictions. They have literal counseling for marriages, to help people with their marital problems. They've got hospitals, full-on hospitals. Having a hospital is a lot better than not having one. They are involved with the big stuff. Not so much what I would call the small stuff. Somebody might draw on a pumpkin or cut out a pumpkin to make it look like a face. They're not concerned about that. Watchtower or Jehovah's Witnesses are the polar, complete, extreme opposite. I couldn't stress that enough. They are the polar opposite of everything I just described. They are not concerned about feeding the hungry. They are not concerned about getting shelter for people who are homeless. As a matter of fact, if you were a former Bethelite like I am, they're more involved in possibly creating homeless by having people not work outside of Bethel, working for free, not building up any kind of money, relying on Watchtower for housing and food and everything, and then selling off buildings in Brooklyn because they want the money. And then all the people that were in those buildings, they just got to hit the door because they just got to go. They don't have anything set up for them, no place for them to go specifically. They just got to go. So Watchtower is the polar opposite. Watchtower isn't setting up hospitals, charities, schools, nothing. Again, having these things are a lot better than not having them. And if it was up to Watchtower, we wouldn't have any of these things that you can avail yourself from. Watchtower is not sending anybody to school to counsel people with regards to marriage, drug addiction, alcohol addiction. Watchtower just says, don't do it or we will make sure your family never speaks to you again. Watchtower says if someone is involved with another person before they're married, come and sit in front of a bunch of men who are not trained to deal with any of this and tell them every detail of where exactly who touched who where. This is what Watchtower does. Churches are not like that. The family are definitely supposed to be involved with their kids and helping their kids make wise choices. And the churches aren't involved with trying to take the kids' family away from them if they make a wrong decision, as if that would help them make better decisions. Churches are trying to help people value themselves, not constantly tell them they're not good enough. They need to get more hours knocking on doors and handing out watchtowers and standing next to carts. Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses and churches are the polar opposite. Now, let's use our common sense. Whether you're religious or not, you know who Satan is. You know what the devil is. You understand the concept, whether you're religious or you are not. So let's all think about this. The concept is that the devil started an entire rebellion against God. Ended up being hurled down to the earth and everything, and waging war here also. Now, do you think the devil's primary goal is to have hunger, is to have homeless, is to have people in desperate situations, is to have people not try to live their lives in a way where it's beneficial to them, is to enjoy watching people suffer because they're sick and they you see what I'm saying? Is the devil's primary goal to literally wreak havoc on the earth Because if that's so, then the churches are fighting against the devil. The churches are establishing places for the homeless to go. The churches are establishing food drives for people that don't have anything to eat. Churches are trying to help marriages by having people actually trained to counsel people in marriages. The churches are fighting against the devil destroying civilization, I guess. That makes sense. Or do you think the devil started an entire rebellion in heaven to come all the way to the earth just to watch your kid dress up like Iron Man and ask for candy from door to door? Do you think the devil is jumping up and down with joy, not because there's mass shootings going on, but because somebody's kids were looking for colorful eggs in the grass? Watchtower's primary goal is to fight against people's kids. It's holidays. And most of these holidays are for kids. It's a fight against people's kids dressing up like Iron Man. That's what I guess they think the devil's primary goal is. And he's jumping with joy because somebody put a tree in their living room with presents under it. Or he's jumping with joy because somebody celebrated Thanksgiving. Or he's jumping with joy because somebody celebrated a birthday. Literally just acknowledging a whole year of life. So, Jehovah's Witnesses don't do anything about the homeless. They don't fight against the actual evils in the world because they don't have anything established against it. They don't have any hospitals, schools. They don't have anybody trained to deal with actual real problems. They don't send anybody to school to do any of this stuff. They don't have anything established to fight against the devil. So do you think the devil would be concerned about Jehovah's Witnesses? No, Jehovah's Witnesses would be the least of his concerns and problems. They can't even get their doctrine right. Whether you believe in the devil or not, you understand the concept. You understand whether or not this devil would be concerned about a group of people who don't do anything in the community to stop him from harming people. They don't do anything in the community but go around handing out watchtowers, and the teachings in those watchtowers are just going to be different in a few years because they can never get it right. Or is the devil more concerned about these churches who are literally saving people's lives, giving them a place to go when they don't have a place to go? Organizing it so large groups of people have hope when you have these mass shootings and disasters. They have these vigils. They have all this stuff where people can come into church and all this other stuff going on. Watchtower just uses it as another reason to manipulate people into taking watchtowers. Sometime in the future, there won't be mass shootings. We won't do anything about it right now, but we'll hand you a magazine that'll tell you all about if you don't become a Jehovah's Witness, God is going to destroy you. Just common sense will tell you that whether you believe in the devil or not, if there was such a thing, you wouldn't be concerned about Watchtower. You probably would think it was funny. He'd be concerned about the churches that are stopping him from destroying people's lives, from stopping him from causing mass hunger, mass desperation. Now, no church can just literally fix all the problems in the world, but they're fighting against it. They're fighting a war against these things. Jehovah's Witnesses are not fighting a war against such things. It would just run rampant. Jehovah's Witnesses are concerned about a holiday. Never mind that church has established all kinds of charities and things to help people in the community. They went out into a pumpkin patch, so they went and picked up pumpkins to draw on them. So, you know what I mean? Or Watchtower, maybe Watchtower thinks that they're worshiping pumpkins. Who knows? It's ridiculous. Pure ridiculousness. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. Our church is more accurate, and they're trying to fight a war against poverty, homelessness, sickness, keeping the family together, actually, instead of shunning people and disfellowshipping and breaking up families, to fight against the devil. Or is Jehovah's Witnesses correct in fighting against the devil by not doing anything against homelessness, sickness, desperation, and breaking up families, shunning anybody who needs help and makes a mistake, and focusing all their attention on things that are designed for kids and commercialism, holidays. Nobody's actually worshiping anything. Nobody's sacrificing to anything. This is the focus of Jehovah's Witnesses. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses think the devil was cast down to earth for, is for your kid to dress up like Incredible Hulk. So we must put a stop to it. It's pure stupidity. But I won't get into that whole stupidity thing. I won't get into that. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. 937-789-4029. X-Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.